It's good to see this going on. And they gonna try to block it out because anything positive they try to do, they try to, they want our young boys where they are in their head. And the only way to keep a slave, I read the Willie Lynch said on there, keep a slave, you have to, if you go out and get a loan, you a slave to that loan because you owe them something. If you go to prison, you a slave because you work for free. It's just keeping a slave. And I want to encourage people to drink water. They told us in school that fluoride was good for us. Come to find out, fluoride is not good for us. But eat healthy, go outside, be positive, uplift your kids, read to them, make them read.
We are awakening.
It's just a lot of stuff we can do at home. I'm homeschooling my kids now. And it's just because it's an agenda being pushed.
Yeah. Right. The white apple effect, yeah.
Thank you for having me on.
Well, shout out to you, your family, your husband.
Mississippi.
Shout out to Mississippi. And shout out to you for seeing the truth. And we got to get more people to wake up because it's not about
absolutely.
Bashing it's not about bashing men.
But your association ain't the pro-black agenda. I don't mean. Hold on. 1 moment.
Sometimes it hurts to hear it, but you need to hear it. Constructive criticism, stuff like that. We all fall short in some areas, but we need that push. That's why it's so sad that I feel like the coronavirus is put out to kind of target our elders. Because if they take the old south or whatever out, who's gonna teach and sometimes older people get upset. I know, like in some churches I went to, they held on to their position so long, they don't even want to pass the torch. Like, how you gonna give it to somebody else,
Yeah. This is a live recording, by the way.
The change starts at home, number one, and we definitely got to get our homes back to how they were. Everybody might not get there, but if that man or woman or whoever is not physically harming that child, let them kids go be safe or stuff. Like,
Right.
And it's just like in the area I'm in, it's a small town, so if somebody go out here and have another kid, my kids could be growing up dating their brothers.
These small towns has conditioned our people, so we need ADOS chapters through so many areas with black people in it that don't have pro-black agenda driven anything. Don't even understand the concept.
I made a decision to have a child. This is what he did. So you just got to get out and do it.
Shout out to the ADOS community.
I made a decision to have a child just like he did. Wow. Use you and give you them good dogs to take care of what they'll keep you. They want to keep you right.
She made a statement. She and her husband made a decision to have kids, but the government, in so many words, chastised. Just watch Kwame Brown channel. This is a live recording, but I agree with what she had said. I wish I'd have caught it.
Wrong way, and I don't think they will because you said it in a way, and you're a woman. So most women don't want to hear stuff like that.
We have to take responsibility for us too, because if we don't have kids, other options out there.
And not let Jane Doe use y'all to tear up the black community. Yes, I said Jane Crow, not Jane Doe. Jane Crow.
Make you big. That's what everybody said.
If I look at some of these celebrities, they try to make up. You say 2 hours to do some makeup on for what?
Exactly.
You're trying to cover up.
You still don't like you.
They still don't like you. Like when you get out that bed, whatever, 5-10 minutes, you got to come up here.
Exactly.
She's saying a little something, and I'm sorry, but watch Kwame Brown channel.
Keep up. I should have said you for last.
This is a live recording because he had so many people. He's having people on his show giving him support and speaking their opinions and their concerns and opening up. So I think this is good. However, it's not. I'm not saying that positive things cannot occur with Kwame Brown's association. I'm not saying that at all. Give it time. I'm only one person, but they do not speak for the pro-black agenda. There's a difference. Black communities all over this nation, we are waking up. We are understanding a lot of our issues within our communities, from medical, mental, financial, family structures, and religion. I'm gonna put that in there because these religious institutions do not help the black community by large, if at all. And I'm not against black Christian folks. I had a beautiful church experience. Church isn't what it used to be. But when you do your research, you realize how Christianity became within our culture, within our black communities, within our beliefs in this nation. Why is this such an upheld religion? But it's not the only upheld religion. And I'm not talking about other religions like black people regarding us. I'm talking about these white, the Illuminati, these white Greek ideologies, these fraternities, these sororities. All of that is connected, has something. All of that has some relation to a lot of the religions, a lot of the politics mainly. These fraternities and sororities is governing and running our politics. And that needs to be addressed. Our birthrights in this country is rarely, if at all, spoken of. We're just starting to accept the fact that our ancestry lies here. The large black American population, we're starting to acknowledge that, but it's still being literally taken from us. It's literally, the rug is literally being swiped from underneath our feet when it comes to our history, not just our contributions, but currently our history and our contributions. But the history is beginning. It has been upgraded. There's a lot of new information and data out there that proves that our people was throughout this planet, and not only that they were smarter and more intelligent than what the white man, and I'm gonna go and say it, in Greek ideologies has our white oppressors had bestowed upon us and allow us to read and to study. See, whenever you speak pure black, whenever you speak about your ancestry, your people, and you real about it, and you speak real science with real data, you become an outcast. And this is what I'm trying to get our people that like listen to Kwame and listen to a lot of black people who mean well, but don't understand a lot of black people that want to associate with white people and other races and fight for them. You have to understand the mind conditioning, the eugenics of all of this, where it come from. Do some research because it's out there, and I keep urging people to do that. Not that I'm sitting up here reading 4-5 books a month, but the point is, it's information out there that you can check out and investigate and do research on your own and come and see it for yourself. See the revelation of facts and how it would administer to you in your mind and your soul. Being comedically inclined is not a religion, y'all. It's science. I'm gonna say it again. Being comedically inclined is not a religion. It's science. It's science, and it's revelation of beliefs and faiths. But it's beliefs and faiths that's relevant to science. They go hand in hand, but the mythologies explains the science. And I know a lot of cultures like Greek and Roman, that's who they took that ideology from, mythology, to explain their metaphysics, which they took from our people, by the way. So, and they killing me with that the Canaanites one, but Canaanites were melanated people in the Levant and the Asian Minor were dark-skinned people, especially in the ancient times before the Greeks. So it's just really sad. The same thing that happened in modern Egypt Modern Australia in South America and happened here is affecting us now. It's robbing us of our birthrights. The eugenics that happen in Australia, if you're not understanding that, I always say Crest Welsing, but do some research on the eugenics of how they did the Aboriginals in Australia. It's not hard. It's a wealth of information out there of how, and it's revealed how they intentionally tried to wipe out their whole race. They tried to genetically modify them through natural eugenics, through birth, through you got all these over here in South America, you got all these French and Spanish South Americans that had colonized, colonialized this country, this whole diaspora, and now you got Mediterranean, European looking people that think that they are the original natives, but they're not the originals. They were colonized just like the modern Egyptians and a lot of people in Australia and in South America and like in Brazil and over there in, I can't think of that country, Argentina, Bolivia. Those people were melanated people hundreds of years ago. Those people have different distinct skeletal research is different and it's interesting. So, and it's irrefutable. So but it's sad that we don't even, that's not a large concern within the Black community, but it will awaken us. It will strengthen us. It will help our understanding when we gather this information. And this goes for a lot of elitist, educated Black folks that has studied and read books on Africa and understanding. You ain't getting it right unless you have the right information, unless you understand the real facts and the data. I don't care how intelligent and many books you read, and your studies is off. If you ain't getting the right information and it's not administered properly and where you getting it right, I'm gonna swing back over. My mind is jumping back to Angela Stanton King. She say a lot of good things for humanity, but she's not for the pro-Black agenda. I keep saying the Black agenda. She's a Black woman. She's speaking what we need in this society. She used the Blackness to stand out. When she talked about her homies, when she talking about she from the hood, she using all that when she talking about, Black stuff, feel good Black stuff. And I'm not against her, but I know better. Okay? I've done some research. I've done some studies. I understand the community that I support. So she ain't that. Angela Stanton King is one of those Kwame's, they don't get it. They may mean well, they don't get it. They can make something happen. Anybody can make something happen, but is it going to be transformable change that's going to uplift our communities throughout this nation? Not just do somewhere so many thousands of Black people getting jobs and all of that. We need real transformable change, and we are owed reparations. She don't understand the research and the data that's out there. She don't understand a lot of the information about how our ancestry was supposed to have gotten their reparations, but the policy wasn't upheld, and that was a violation. That in itself governs us the right to receive reparation with interest. But she's not understanding, since the chattel slavery, she's not understanding the civil right of reparations for the past 100 years. Then you got the past 20 and 30 years, okay, of Jim Crow still being in effect, and the way our communities has been affected by medical issues. People has been getting their reparations. People have been restricting us from things that we have a right as American citizens. And I'm talking about generational after generation. It's a lie. It's a lie. I'm trying to really think of it. But people like Angela Stanton only preaching what's good for them and what they feel. They got to do the research and sit it all out. Don't do what a lot of religion people do. Use facts to make a point. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about have the information right there. Have it right where people can research it themselves and then state your claim. Don't just say how you feel on some feel-good stuff and using black people. Then you is cross-acquainted with white people. We don't need white people to help us. We can do it ourselves. We need white people for a resource. I didn't say hate other races. I didn't say anything like that because I don't believe in it. I believe you treat people the way you want to be treated, but we have to teach them. And it may have to be an uprising, an uprising, but not a like going to the state capitol and all that mess. Nah, but us collectively through politics, we can make a lot of changes. This is why I don't get all this. I'm not against the NFAC. I'm not against the NFAC as a whole. Shout out to the NFAC. And they do not run a sloppy operation. I am so impressed. That's one reason why I'm upholding them. And they have served the black community. And they continue to, and I appreciate them. But I'm talking about having the wrong type of attitude. And I'm not saying defending yourself is the wrong type of attitude. I'm saying I'm not encouraging nothing violent when we can do things through policy, which is going to make a difference. That's the power. Because I'm going to tell you this, white folks don't need guns to make a statement and to keep us in check and to do harm to us. They don't need them guns. Guns is just something for them to make money. A lot of people that carry guns is making other people carry guns out of fear. A lot of people carry guns to do harm are cowards. A lot of people that carry guns worrying about other races and stuff are cowards. That's my opinion. If you need a gun to stand out, you a coward. If you need a gun because you scared, you a coward. Now, I'm not against people having guns. I'm respectful people for the right reasons and in your home and stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm saying thinking that just because you carrying guns and you got this ideology, in a lot of cases religiously, now you want to do some violent stuff, man. Go ahead on, sister, go ahead on with that. We can do things through policy. It may sound cliche. It may sound that way. I'm not saying I don't appreciate it when we stand up. But what I'm saying is trying to revolutionize in a violent way, I don't think that's going to help our cause. Not anytime soon. So I'm not on that. I'm on trying to wake us up, heal us, another cliche. But it's a lot. It's so much things against us medically that we need to be concerned about. Our mental state. Are they treating our elderly right in these nursing homes? Are they treating our mentally ill right in these nursing homes? And I can tell you from my experience, they don't. By large, they do not. A lot of people are neglected from their families in these mental institutions and nursing homes. I have relatives that I'm very dear to. At this time, I won't speak to. And it hurts me that I have to keep in touch by phone because I'm not in Chicago no more. I kind of got forced away through gentrification. No one tried to help. It was a simple situation that could have got resolved and I could have kept my place. We could have kept our place, but instead they just wanted us out because they wanted the money. Make a long story short. So I'm been blessed here in Bloomington. And this is a BLM city. This is truly a BLM city. They call this city BLM city. This city got a whole half a block to a whole block in a downtown area dedicated to BLM. And then you got a lot of BLM chapters and companies that support it and stuff all around. All you gotta do is drive around, you'll see it for yourself. I don't know currently as much now since Patrice Cullors bailed. But this is a BLM, so that mindset is here. It's here. They less diplomatic here and everything. And we really need a ADOS chapter here. We need a Black agenda chapter here. Badly.
And I'm trying to tell you, it's that much complex information.
Shout out to Mr. Hemmett.
You only deal with a fragment of simulation and knowledge.
Mr. Bobby Hemmett.
Whenever you feel comfortable with it, you can suppress yourself into a believership. That's for 10 years just to get into the room.
Shout out to JJ Channel. And shout out to Bobby Hemmett.
In actuality, you only deal with a fragment of simulation and knowledge is infinite. And whenever you feel comfortable with it, you can suppress yourself into a believership.
Did y'all hear him?
Because this thing is unfolding. And some of the stuff I'm going to show you today, it just keeps unfolding and unfolding. And that's why I'm saying never.
He's saying you suppressing yourself to believe what is common, basically. When what you've been taught and conditioned, you're suppressing yourself to accept it. Even though you may know it's other data out there, information out there. You're still suppressing yourself in a comfort zone to accept what you believe. What you believe, not because it's fact, what you believe. Basically, that's what he's saying. But go to JJ Channel. JJ. Shout out.
Feel comfortable in what you believe is true or what you believe is so sublime. Because wherever you think sublime, it goes greater and greater and greater. I say that to say, if you heard some of the other aspects that's coming out of Sanskrit, which it took the woman Wendell Flaherty at the University of Chicago, it took her 30 years, almost 20 years to break some of the science in the ancient Sanskrit. University of Berkeley, University of North Carolina, University of Princeton University. We talk about serious scholarship and different things that's going on, but it took 120 years.
But our people understand our culture better. They got information and withholding information. They are withholding information, history. That's as I stated earlier. They are withholding history.
The heaven realm is just as cutthroat, bunch of thorough niggers as the so-called hell realm. And that's what the movie Constantine was trying to tell you when they say it's all a bunch of hypocrisy. And they say, why? They say, well, heaven is trying to win also. So even Jeremiah said, well, when I study this, I find it's the battle of supremacy, where man is caught into the middle, and he's the balancing one, and one person is trying to get you to believe this, and one person is trying to get you to believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, take for instance, the devil being the scapegoat.
The devil being the scapegoat.
Obviously, these things.
My only gripe with Mr. Bobby Hemmett is sometimes he anybody, not just Mr. Hemmett, anybody that uses profanity to make a point. I'm not against people cussing, but sometimes it can be a bit much and a bit disrespectful and a bit much in an unnecessary sense. That's all. I think sometimes people use that to make up for something, some machoism or something. Be yourself. I be around some of the most street-oriented people you can imagine. I be myself, and they respect that. Be yourself. You don't have to cuss. It kind of makes me feel a little certain way because I think, like when you see Judge Joe Brown talking, and he's a professional man and elitist and stuff. And he used profanity around black people like, it just sounds trashy. And it can sound either trashy or like you fake, like you trying to make up some type of machoism. Be yourself. Hotep.
And one person is trying to get you to believe this, and one person is trying to get you to believe that. Like, take for instance, the devil being the scapegoat of the demons. Obviously, these things are not human. If these alien type of demon otherworldly creatures are the scapegoat for everything that you do wrong, and they're not human, what does that tell you about humanity? See, 98% of what you believe is evil, you only know in human terms, by definition of who you are. So everything that you know in human terms, you give over to some entity outside of yourself. When ultimately evil is only your ego, which is the ultimate form of evil. It's your own personal ego covering up the real fact that you are not even human and you are not even existing, that you are on the inside.
I like how he expressed it, saying ego.
Here that you think is so significant. It's only a series of events that don't even happen. It's just you believing that they are so because your ego tells you that, because it makes to identify itself as being real. That is the evil, but whatever you think of as evil, you can't put it on some beastly demon thing that's not even human, because evil, as you know, it only comes in human terms. Or whatever you think is evil. And one man's God is another man's devil.
One man's God is another man's devil.
It only comes in human terms. Or whatever you think is evil. And one man's God is another man's devil. You understand what I'm saying? One man's God is another man's devil. The ultimate form of the rebellion on the physical plane, or where we would get these cultures rebelling against other and overthrowing priesthoods, is the feminine principle that was overthrown, while the feminine realm that was overthrown, and that particular realm that was actually overthrown was the cult of sex. Sex used to be a religion. Sex used to be a religion.
Sex is spiritual.
On Rice Festival, Tantra, the cult of the feminine. You see what I'm saying? So when you get into these things, we're talking about something.
Sex is spiritual.
More social than it is even in the aspect of what you're thinking.
It is not just a natural instinct. It is spiritual. By large. Ritualistic and or spiritual. Sex is ritualistic and or spiritual.
This is what we're rebelling against. I'm going to show you this picture, because we got some things to go through. But I want to show you this.
I'm going to turn it off.
This is unbelievable, but it's profound. I'll show you this picture right here. Come up the lights right quick. Oh, yeah. This is a picture of the goddess Lakshmi coming from the museum for me, which I had to access about $200 to get all of these.
You can't see it. Go to the JJ channel. Bobby Hemmett.
This is the bottom part of
This came out July 8th, 2021. It was published July 8th, 2021 on the JJ channel. This is Bobby Hemmett.
The person who carved this was so advanced.
Thank you for listening to the Nubian Comedic Spectrum Incorporated channel.
Maybe 5,000 to 3,000 years later.
Please pay attention briefly.
So advanced. And so looking at them big ass thighs.
You can't see,
2005.
so go to the channel, JJ channel.
3,000 years later, it can reduce a reaction in you. And so looking at them big ass thighs, in 2005, maybe 5,000 to 3,000 years later, it can reduce a reaction in you. You see what I'm saying? But in actuality, what he was actually doing was trying to show the power of the ancient black woman and the goddess that we are now in retreat from, with goddamn Beaver Cleaver in this hand, that white girl. So in one aspect, you see one part that produced a lust, which was the alchemical chain. One of the components in the mystery system, one of the things that get the alchemical energies to flow in you is lust. Later on, the homosexual cults had to rebel against that rebel against the components in the mystery system, one of the things that get the alchemical energies to flow in you is lust. Later on, the homosexual cults had to rebel against that and rebel against the epitome of the black woman and the black man. You see what I'm saying?
The black woman and the black man and the black family is being under attack, and we need to treat it as such. Nothing less than that. In this country and throughout this planet, actually.
Christianity and Judaism, that this would be pornographic. You see what I'm saying? This would be pornographic.
Teaching us to fear our cultures.
The beauty of the black woman, when Dr. Van and John Henry Clark and all of them used to say that the black woman used to be the standard of beauty all over the world.
Still is.
It's also showing you this. Chancellor Williams said it. And he knew what he was talking about. He said, never ever think that the people are inferior because they don't have no clothes. You see what's happening here, the reason why these statues are done, that I've been showing you this particular one all over the ancient world, is because this was the time of the goddess and the gods. When we were at advanced level, they wore chains. The chains were the clothes. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all brothers are saying, well, I can get down with some of that right now.
But check out Bobby Hemmett.
But what I'm trying to get you to do is to break the conditioning of your mind.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? The conditioning of your mind to try to understand something that we all say, why would God, if you want to say for the lack of another word, create, now that German deity God named after the dog. Why would God create something that you're supposed to be ashamed of? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
This is some things just to break the program. I just wanted to show you the different aspect of things that would seem pornographic now because it's so remote in history that we're talking about people of another mindset. You understand what I'm saying? Of another mindset. But I'm just trying to say that you can...
And superior knowledge. And superior knowledge. That's what I'm sure. And superior knowledge. We were taught to not like and accept our ancestry, our history, our teachings, our cultures. We was taught to fear them. We were taught as soon as you see a skeleton bone, as soon as you see it's a satanic symbol of, I can't think of it now. I could think of it with these different satanic symbols. Yes, they perverted, but initially they were not used for satanic rituals. Satan wasn't even a thought when some of these idols and imageries were out. Okay, we were taught and conditioned to not like ourselves, our cultures, our traditions, our history, our lineage, Greek ideology, Greek and Roman mythology.